Join the journey of one young girl going through the excitement of life during the Roaring '20s, the hardships with her family during the Great Depression, and experience the hope she gets when the era of the New Deal has been introduced. November 13th, 1918, 2 days after the war has ended, and news has spread through the United States like wildfire, thanks to the circulation of newspapers. Ruth has just heard that her father, a soldier in the army, is coming home.
Dear Diary, the war is finally over. My dad has been gone for almost 2 years now, fighting against the Germans, and I've missed him so much. Mom says that Germany and the Allies have signed a treaty so peace can be achieved. Ever since Dad was drafted to fight, things have been tough for me and Mom. To help with the war effort, Mom and her friends put aside their protesting for women's rights to take over factory jobs that the men had left behind to go fight. Now that Dad is coming back, he will be able to take back his position in the bank, and the hard times will be mostly behind us.
October 6th, 1921. The day of the World Series, Giants versus Yankees. This is the first time in history that a World Series game has been broadcasted over the radio. Families gather around and enjoy and listen to the game.
Dear Diary, today was one of the most exciting days in a very long time. We listened to the World Series on the radio. We were rooting for the Yankees, although it didn't really matter who won because we were excited just the same. I hope to listen to many more sports games in the future. I don't think I've ever seen my family this happy since before the war.
May 26, 1924. The Immigration Act is passed, and restrictions are being made on immigrant families entering the country.
Dear Diary, Mother has been reading the newspaper more often lately, and she was talking to Father about something called the Immigration Act. Apparently, children and families from other countries aren't allowed to come over like we used to, and they are restricting more people from coming over. I don't quite understand, seeing as I was taught that if people need our help, we are to give it to them. However, I know they are only doing what they think is best for our nation. Hopefully the immigrants will be okay.
June 22nd, 1924. The Ford Motor Company is booming better than ever. They are gaining more business, and vehicles have become popular among families across the nation.
Dear Diary, you wouldn't believe what happened today. Father came home with a car. It's a 1918 Ford Model T. It is so splendid. We went for a ride in it today, and I was overjoyed. I have never experienced anything quite as marvelous as this. We are able to drive into town now, and to the marketplace, and Father doesn't even have to walk to work anymore. Things are better than they ever have been.
May 7th, 1925. Just a month prior, The Great Gatsby is published and sold across the nation. The novel speaks of Nick Carraway, a new Long Island resident, who is seeking his fortune as a bond salesman.
Dear Diary, Father went out and bought Mother a late birthday present. He got her a book called The Great Gatsby. She's really excited about reading it and spends many nights staying up reading it, sitting on the couch with Father while he reads the newspaper and I work on schoolwork. Sometimes I like to pick it up and try to make sense of it all.
October 25th, 1929. The stock market crashes. Billions of dollars are lost throughout this tragedy. America, an industrialized world, spirals down into a miserable depression.
Dear Diary, I think I must have jinxed my family. Just when I thought things were looking up, everything went wrong. Today, Mother and Father have not stopped arguing ever since the newspaper came in. Apparently, the stock market crashed, and although I don't exactly know what that entails, I know it's not good telling from the tone of my parents' voices and the way that my mother holds back her tears. I don't know what this means for the future of my family. I'm very worried and scared. I can't even sleep at night anymore. I just hope that things will be okay.
We begin to shift from the glory of the Roaring '20s to the disparity of the Great Depression, a time of tragedy for families and businesses nationwide. November 24th, 1929. Wall Street crashes. Unemployment rates have increased dramatically. Things worsen for America as the people fall deeper into depression.
Dear Diary, Father lost his job today. Mother won't stop crying. This week we were barely even able to eat. Mother can't scrape up enough money for groceries. Some kids have stopped going to school. Others have moved away to live with relatives because they simply cannot stay here. It seems like the end of the world.
July 1st, 1932. Franklin D. Roosevelt announces and pledges a New Deal. A few months later, November 8th, 1932, most Americans vote for him as president.
Dear Diary, Mother and Father have gone to vote for FDR today. Mother has been so excited to vote ever since women have gained suffrage, and she is especially excited to vote for Mr. Roosevelt. She and Father say that he is the hope that our country needs. He promises to put forth change. I really hope he wins this election. I'm pretty sure he will.
March 12th, 1933. Franklin D. Roosevelt broadcasts his very first fireside chat over radio. Banks have been stabilized. Change is being promoted.
Dear Diary, I was right. FDR won the election, and the results have left me and Mother and Father stunned. He has already done so much to help change our country. Today he was on the radio and spoke to us about how bank systems have been stabilized and we are able to trust them with our money once again. He has created a new deal and is promising to help us as much as he can.
March 31st, 1933. The Civilian Conservation Corps are founded. Unemployed men are being offered jobs to help with reforestation and national parks and forests.
Dear Diary, remember how I had said that Father lost his job? Today he finally found one. There are public works projects being done around the country, and Father has decided to help. He is going to start planting trees and doing landscaping every day, as well as building and other things. He is so excited, and so am I. Things are finally shaping up.
February 23rd, 1934. Huey Long creates the Share Our Wealth Association.
Dear Diary, I have very good news. Huey Long has established a new association called Share Our Wealth. It was created to help the poor and those who can't afford to raise their families. Father says it will help divvy out excess portions and spread equality. He is a good man, just like President Roosevelt. I am so excited to see what else our nation does.
September 10th, 1935. The assassination of Huey Long.
Dear Diary, I think I jinxed us again. Mother was reading the newspaper and started sobbing in my father's arms. She looked at me with tearful eyes and told me that Huey Long was assassinated.
November 3rd, 1936. FDR is re-elected president.
Dear Diary, another election has passed and FDR has won. I couldn't be happier. I was reading the newspaper with Mother and it says that he won every single state but Maine and Vermont. Isn't that exciting? I was actually able to go vote with them this time. I cannot wait to see what he does on his second term.
November 20th, 1939. A Nazi rally is held in New York City. I love you, Hitler. I ain't ever gonna stop loving you, Hitler.
Dear Diary, I was listening to the radio with Mother and Father, and I am terrified. A Nazi rally has been held in our very own country, in New York City of all places. Mother and Father are worried and scared. I don't know what to think. I'm scared for our nation and its people. Germany has already invaded Poland and started World War II. Although the United States has proclaimed neutrality, I am not sure what the future may hold.
Little did Ruth know, the worst was yet to come. Throughout her journey of recording her experiences in a diary throughout the Roaring '20s, the Great Depression, and the New Deal, she had grown from a young girl to a confident woman. She would have to tackle so much more. The events of World War II and what else was yet to come. But it was through these events in her childhood and youth that helped prepare her for the future. She was able to see the importance of political events, revolutionary inventions, as well as influential leaders. Through the struggles and successes of her family, she had learned to grow on her own. One day, you too will have to battle your own struggles and stand up and fight for what you believe in.